Smokey Nagata. Around 4 a.m. on November 4th, 1998, Kazuhiko Smokey Nagata pulled off the hard shoulder into lane 2 of the A1, M, and came to a stop. With rain falling and the mercury hovering just above freezing, he pinned the throttle, dropped the clutch, and performed a monstrous burnout in the middle of the road. Satisfied the Midlands were suitably sluiced in tire smoke, he gunned his heavily modified 1003 bhp, Japanese-registered, gold-painted Toyota V12 Supra with one aim in mind, hitting 200 mph. Complications. Due to some complications, the engine running lean on one run, the car wanting to jettison its bonnet at 190-odd on another, he had a few attempts but ultimately fell short of the double ton, clocking 194 miles per hour. More than enough to unofficially claim the dubious, dangerous record of the fastest speed ever reached by car on a UK public highway. Early life. Considering his infamy as a 200 miles per hour maniac, Smokey doesn't have the look of a menace to society. He's softly spoken and anxiously fidgets in conversation, often cowering back into a shell of introversion that wraps around his stunted, slight frame. But it's unwise to judge him by his mannerisms. Inside, there's a burning extrovert, one that doesn't stand for social suppression or authority, a trait only exercised in and around cars. "I grew up on a farm in Hokkaido," he says, dragging in a hefty toke from his cigarette. "It's Japan's northernmost prefecture, so there's not much going on. But my father loved driving fast, so I became obsessed with the sensation of speed and started tinkering with cars. I bought my first when I was 15 years old, a Mitsubishi Galant GTO. But I struggled to fix it, so a local boss at Toyota helped me get it running. When we did, I started driving it to school. But being only 16, it was illegal. So when the teachers found out, I was expelled. Early tuning. I had no money, so joined the tuning company Trust, the company behind Gretty. I was only allowed to make mufflers and work on turbos, but I wanted more. I wanted to tune for top speed. So after hours, I would work on my projects at the shop. The bosses found out and weren't happy, but turned a blind eye as they didn't want to lose me. So it was our secret. Top secret. Hence the name of the pioneering tuning company he set up on the sly and has been running for nearly 3 decades. And you can see why Nagata-san got itchy fingers at Trust. It was the early 90s, when a perfect storm of events was brewing, eventually making for an automotive renaissance and golden era of tuning. JDM cars with massive potential and exploitable performance were being released. Cars like the Nissan R32 GT-R, Toyota Supra, and Mazda RX-7. Aftermath. Hence a day of burnouts anywhere he could, next to a field of cows on a busy roundabout and eventually in the middle of the A1, M, just before the 194 mph run. I did what I did, and what happened happened. I know it's morally wrong, but it is what it is. I got sent to the police station, but not speaking any English, I had to wait in a cell until I could get a lawyer and a translator and go to court. I admitted to doing 120 miles per hour and was banned from the UK for 10 years, had a 1-month international license suspension, a £155 fine, and £35 court fees. I was lucky. I thought I was going to prison. I returned to my hotel and there were paparazzi and press everywhere, so I sneaked out the back door to the airport. I was worried until takeoff where I thought, I'm free, banzai. Impressed by the brazen run, a Dubai prince bought the RB Supra soon after. But Smokey didn't hang up his high-speed boots. With the UK's judicial slap on the back of his hand still fresh, Smokey built his most ambitious car yet to try to crack 400 kph or 249 mph. Once again using a Supra as the foundation, he ripped out the engine and implanted a 5.0-liter V12 from a Toyota Century, then strapped 2 HKS GT 2540 turbos to it, running all the cooling through the boot thanks to a bespoke slippery body kit. The result? 930 bhp and a space in the Hall of Fame for tuners. Smokey shipped the car to the Nardo Ring in Italy to see how fast it'd go, but only managed 358. 22 kph. So he took it to the Aqua Line tunnel and did 370 kph or 229 mph on the street. I want to do 400 kph 249 in my R35 GTR, Smokey says, working on his 3rd cigarette. That's the goal. I was upset by the lack of parts Nissan offered for the R35, and the more I'm suppressed, the more I'm motivated to do something. So I'm building my own. I will have the fastest car,